Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Alan Burgos from the hashtag WokwithLan channel. Welcome and welcome back to our channel. All right, so let me just honor our subscribers. They are now 7,700, almost 7,780. Okay, so mabuhay po kayo. You are all amazing. I want to honor you and I really pray and hope that you will be blessed so that you can be also blessing other people. All right, so today we will be continuing our Republic Act 10173 series, or the Data Privacy Act of 2012. Okay, so let me just share to you my browser. Okay, so as you can see, maraming mga tabs yan. No? Marami pa po tayong i-discuss with regards to these laws. No? By the way, disclaimer, no, we will be interpreting, where we will be discussing this based on an IT know-how, no? Okay, so that I can be able to share it to you. But this is not on the side of a lawyer, no, because I'm not a lawyer, no. In a way, a basic thing, no. Okay, let's have a coffee, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we will be continuing the rights of the data subject. No, when we say data subject, that's us. No, these are the people who have information. Pero medyo natatawa ako because lahat naman tayo may information, and we need to protect that. No, and the state should guarantee protection on this information. No, hindi basta-basta sinasabi ito. All right, so Section 16, rights of the data subject. The data subject is entitled. Sino ang data subject? Pakitype nga dyan. Data subject ay tao, tayo. No? Employees, students, lahat. Okay, letter A. Okay, ito yung dapat, these are their data subject, rights of the data subject. Be informed whether personal information pertaining to him or her shall be, are being, or have been processed. No, this person shall be informed if this particular information of his or her will be processed. No, okay, and what is the purpose of that processing? Okay, letter B. Be furnished the information indicated here under before the entry of his or her personal information into the processing system of the personal information controller or at the next practical opportunity. Okay. Okay. All right. So he or she should be furnished, no, the information indicated here under, no. Okay. So for example, these are the things that we will be processing, no, parang something like that. Do you agree or not? No? Aside from the personal information, these are the things that we will be processing. Okay? All right. Now, number one, description of the personal information to be entered into the system. No? So before you will enter this information of a data subject to a system, this particular person should be informed. Yan, letter A. And not only informed, but furnish what are these things to be processed. Okay? Description of the personal information to be entered into the system. Purposes for which they are being or are to be processed. Purposes. Ano bang purpose? No? Aside from the description. For example, the description, no? Your name, no? Okay? The description there would be customer's name. Something like that, no? Okay? Baka kasi biglang mag-ano yan eh, no? Parang ibahin yung description. Okay? Oh, hindi ito ah. Okay? Number two, ano bang purpose ng pag-process mo ng information niya, no? For example, this information will be processed because of an insurance policy, no? To be applied. Number three, scope and method of personal information processing. Okay? Hanggang dito lang, no? Okay? Ano yung method ng pag-process, no? Okay? And then after this, that's why, for example, if you are an insurance advisor, financial advisor, it's better if you would not save it. No? Kasi some of the advisors are saving it. Some lang naman. Okay. Number 4, the recipients or classes of recipients to whom they are or may be disclosed. No? Okay? So, the information may be disclosed to certain people. For example, yung magpo-process ng info mo, no, sa office, no, something like that, or the manager could be able to see it, something like that, no, to observe. Okay, but they are not there to disclose it to others also. No. Number 5, methods utilized for automated access if the same is allowed by the data subject and the extent to which such access is authorized. Okay? So number 6, identify and the identity and contact details of the personal information controller or its representative. Okay? So for example, this is my contact number because I'll be the one who will be processing it, no, something like that, controller, no, or its representative. So the person should know the contact details of me in case, no. Okay, number 7, period for which the information will be stored. Number 8, the existence of the period of which the information will be stored. For example, if the information will be stored for certain days only, after it completed the process, or it completed the process, okay, the data or the information will be deleted. Existence of the rights to access, correction, as well as the right to lodge a complaint before the commission. All right. So ito the existence of the rights, access, no? They can be able to access the information, okay? Correct that information if the information is not correct, okay? As well as the right to lodge a complaint before the commission. When we say commission here, we are referring to the National Privacy Commission. Okay? All right. Any information supplied or declaration made to the data subject on these matters shall not be amended without prior notification of data subject, provided that the notification under subsection shall not apply should the personal information be needed pursuant to a subpoena or when the collection and processing are for obvious purposes, including when it is necessary for the performance of or in relation to a contract or service, or when necessary or described in the context of an employer-employee relationship between the collector and the data subject, or when the information is being collected and processed as a result of legal obligation. Reasonable access to, upon demand, the following contents of his or her personal information that were processed, sources from which personal information were obtained, names and addresses recipients of the personal information, manner by which such data were processed, reasons for the disclosure of the personal information to recipients. Okay. Number 6, information on automated processes where the data will or likely to be made as the sole basis for any decision significantly affecting or will affect the data subject. Date when his or her personal information concerning the data subject were last accessed and modified. Number 8, the designation or name of identity and address of the personal information controller. The designation or name of or identity and address of the personal information controller. Letter D, dispute the inaccuracy or error in the personal information and have the personal information controller correct it immediately and accordingly. No, look at this. No, immediately and accordingly, unless the request is vexatious or otherwise unreasonable. If the personal information have been corrected, the personal information controller shall ensure the accessibility of both the new and the retracted information and the simultaneous receipt of the new and the retracted information by recipients thereof, provided that the third parties who have previously received such process personal information shall he informed of its inaccuracy and its rectification upon reasonable request of the data subject. Suspend. Suspend, withdraw, or order the blocking, removal, or destruction of his or her personal information from the personal information controller's filing system upon discovery and substantial proof that the personal information are incomplete, outdated, false, unlawfully obtained, used for unauthorized purposes, or are no longer necessary for the purposes for which they were collected. In this case, the personal information controller may notify third parties who have previously received such processed personal information and be reminded and be indemnified. Bayaran, no? Bayaran siya for any damages sustained due to such inaccurate, incomplete, outdated, false, unlawfully obtained, or unauthorized use of personal information. So, ayan ha, mahirap yun ha. Okay, section 17. Transmissibility of rights of the data subject. The lawful heirs and assign of the data subject may invoke the rights of the data subject for which he or she is an heir or an assignee at any time after the death of the data subject, or when the data subject is incapacitated or incapable of exercising the rights as enumerated in the immediate preceding section. Section 18, right to data portability. The data subject shall have the right where personal information is processed by electronic means and in a structured and commonly used format to obtain from the personal information controller a copy of data undergoing processing in an electronic or structured format, which is commonly used and allows for further use by the data subject. The Commission may specify the electronic format referred to above as well as the technical standards, modalities, and procedures for their transfer. Non-applicability. The immediate preceding sections are not applicable if the processed personal information are used only for the needs of scientific and statistical research, and on the basis of such, no activities are carried out and no decisions are taken regarding the data subject, provided that the personal information shall be held under strict confidentiality and shall be used only for the declared purpose. Likewise, the immediate preceding sections are not applicable to processing personal information gathered for the purpose of investigations in relation to any criminal, administrative, or tax liabilities of a data subject. Okay, so thank you very much. Next time around, okay, marami pa po tayong di-discuss. No? Next time around, we will be discussing about Chapter 5, Chapter 6, no? Okay, dami pa po yan. Okay, and then penalties, no? Penalties, dami pa pala. Yan. Okay, but in addition to this, we will be discussing also the IRR, no? IRR, yeah, of the National Privacy Commission, ayan, no? Of 10173, no? 10173, we will be discussing about the IRR or the Implementing Rules and Regulations. Sino ba pumirma kaya nito? Okay. Ang pumirma ay si Liboro. Okay. Patdu Domingo. Silang gumawa ng silang gumawa ng IRR, guys, no? Usually kasi yan parang high level, no? Now, yung sa 101 ito, ano to? Ito, yung 10175 naman, okay? Yung 10175, si Rojas, Montejo, De Lima, no? Mga secretary. Pero alam niyo ba, guys, na this one, the Privacy Commissioner is considered secretary, no? Itong dalawa considered deputy secretary, no? Yan. Tapos itong itong DICT law, yung 10844, ang pumirma ay si no? Sa Lalima lang. Tas Jokno, Benjamin Jokno. Okay, sige. Oo. Sige. Thank you very much, guys, no? So hanggang dito na lang. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Mabuhay po kayo. Bye-bye po.